Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre, I am so grateful you are here. This is our weekly energy reading for the week ahead where we are gaining a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of the overall energy for this upcoming week and how we may navigate it as our higher selves. This upcoming week, we do have a new moon in Cancer taking place on June 28th, 2022. And I just shared a journaling prompts video here on my channel that guides you through some prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes of this Cancer new moon. So if you would like to be guided into deeper reflection, then definitely check out that video. But this reading will definitely be inspiring some reflection as well. So if you would like to grab some writing materials to write down whatever messages really call to you, really resonate with you, then go ahead and grab those. But I sincerely love doing these readings, and I'm so honored to do them and channel them and relay them. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm excited to see what messages come up surrounding this Cancer new moon. And I do offer one-on-one energy readings. So if you're interested in that, if you feel called to gain some clarity through a reading with me, then I would be honored to do a reading for you. I'll put a link in the description below. Okay. As I was prepping for this reading, I already got some messages for the collective, but we're going to go ahead and check to see if there are any other messages for the week ahead as we bask under and rest under this Cancer new moon. What is the overall energy of the Cancer new moon, of the week surrounding the Cancer new moon? What is the overall energy? I don't want to get too many cards because sometimes these readings come with so many messages. Okay, let's get into these first ones that we got here. We've got the High Priestess to harness mystic power. And I feel like this is that divine feminine energy that is coming through the Cancer new moon. The moon in and of herself is known as being feminine energy, the sun being masculine energy, and the moon herself is known for really being in tune and in touch with your emotions, especially when she's full. And Cancer energy in and of itself is also known for being a very emotional energy. Now, when we have a healthy, balanced, divine feminine energy, these emotions empower us. Regardless of what the emotion is, it's empowering because the divine feminine knows that emotions are teachers and guides and are very, very helpful in us really being in tune not only with ourselves but with the divine. So the High Priestess is the energy for this Cancer new moon. It is the divine feminine calling on you to harness your mystical power, to really choose to step into your power and empower yourself through whatever it is that comes up in this season, in the season of summer, in the season of Cancer, and amongst this Cancer new moon. It's a really beautiful energy. And we also got the Arrow to surround yourself with protective energy. The divine feminine also knows what and who she needs to protect herself from, and she also is receptive to divine protection. She is always open to divine protection, divine guidance, divine order, divine timing, divine support. And this is a very important and significant time for you to make sure that you are protecting yourself as you do harness your mystical powers, as you do embrace and embody your gifts, as you do step into your power, because so much changes when we step into our power. Our whole life changes, our environment changes, and with change comes newness, right? It comes with foreignness, it comes with discomfort. And with that newness, sometimes we can put ourselves at risk if we're not practicing spiritual discernment and surrounding ourselves with protective energy. So just make sure that as you step into your power, as you take on the leadership role of your life, as you embrace the divine feminine energy within you, that you are opening yourself up to receiving divine protection and divine intervention. We've also got the direction guardian to choose your path. And what's coming up for me in regards to this is that I'm getting the sense that there are some of you watching this who have been very kind of like teeter-totter between certain decisions, certain life decisions. You have been kind of confused and perplexed about, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? I don't know if I should do this. I kind of want to do this, but I don't know if it's the right decision. Choose your path. Choose your path. One way that you harness your mystical power is by making a decision and standing tall in that decision and knowing, really embracing and embodying your divine feminine energy is knowing that whatever decision you make, it's ultimately always going to give you the opportunity to come home to yourself. And the power lies in how you respond to life when life comes at you, with how you show up in the world, how you perceive the world and your life and the situations in your life. But now's the time. You can't really be stepping into your power without standing tall in your decision making. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people in the collective have really been healing their decision making and their trust in self, and really having the confidence in the choices that you make for yourself and your life. But we're being encouraged, the collective is being encouraged at this time to really just choose your path, choose a path, and harness the mystical power. Harness the mystical power in one way by, again, opening up your receptivity and claiming, affirming that you are open to receiving divine guidance. Sometimes when we are trying to make a decision, we're doing too much, or when we're fogged and we're lacking clarity, or we're confused about a certain situation or person or thing. We're doing all of the things and not leaning into stillness, not leaning into slowness, not leaning into the pause that is actually going to bring forth the clarity that we need. Because we've been programmed to believe that we'll get the answers, we'll get the clarity by doing too much, right? When it's actually quite the opposite, which you awaken to when you really continue to unfold in your spiritual awakening. We've also got the spirit box to trust your talents in changing times. As I mentioned, there's a lot of changes at play, but there have been changes at play forever, always, and they have felt more transparent and more in our faces in the past couple of years. But the changes that I am sensing for this second half of the year, for this season, amongst this Cancer new moon, are changes that are actually going to bring us a lot of pleasantly surprising miracles, a lot of really beautiful blessings that we have to make sure we're open and receptive to receiving. A lot of playfulness and joyfulness and love and forgiveness and compassion and power, empowerment, inspiration forward motion. It's going to be really exciting, but again, with the newness and the change can come a lot of foreignness, right? It's like we're traveling new lands and we don't really know our way around yet. And if we're not really in tune with our divine feminine energy of like really trusting in the divine, we can find ourselves being in a state of fear. So trust your talents. Trust that your talents, your passions, your gifts are going to guide you to where you are meant to be. Even when you don't have all the clarity, all the answers, all the details, trust that as you continue to invest in your true self, that you're going to be headed in the right direction. And that's the thing about choosing your path as well. Like, trust that when you make decisions, when you choose a path that is in alignment with what feels like your true self, with what feels like really good to you in your spirit, like trust that. Like, start practicing trusting yourself. We also got the Medicine Guardian to be open to healing information. Again, we've got this encouragement to be open, to open up our receptivity. There's a lot of healing taking place at this time, and there has been a lot of healing, but again, I just feel like the kind of healing that we're going to be stepping into and experiencing now is going to be a very playful, pleasant, blissful, delightful healing that is going to bring forth fun and peacefulness and excitement and fulfillment. Lastly, we've got hold the space. As I mentioned earlier, we often are just doing too much. And I feel like we've all come to really know how slowing down actually really works for our highest good and works in our favor and actually assists us in gaining clarity. So don't forget that. Like, honor the wisdom that you've gained, honor the lessons that you've learned, honor the realizations that you've had. And I know that you've had realizations regarding holding safe space for yourself and not rushing, not, doing things out of fear. So embrace that druid energy. Should any challenges or obstacles arise amongst this Cancer new moon and the weeks following the Cancer new moon, what is the collective encouraged to tap into? What is the collective encouraged to tap into? Should any challenges or obstacles arise? Are there any other messages in regards to challenges and obstacles? Are there any other messages regarding challenges, obstacles surrounding this Cancer new moon? I am not gonna lie, when these cards came out, like, it felt like these are the ones. Like, no more were gonna come out. And I was right. These four are the four that we are meant to tap into, and these are really, really beautiful cards. So we've got courage. Should any challenges or obstacles arise, and keep in mind that these can be not only like external challenges and obstacles, but also internal challenges or obstacles. They can not only be like physical challenges, but mental challenges, spiritual challenges, professional challenges, relationship challenges, emotional challenges, etc. Okay, expand your perception when it comes to what this is referring to in regards to challenging, difficult times and obstacles. So courage is going to help you. Courage is going to assist you in your journeying through these foreign lands that you may be exploring at this time. And it is the courage to trust yourself, as mentioned earlier in the reading. It takes courage. This life, y'all, a life that people who choose to live life on their own terms, and by on their own terms, I don't mean it like in an egotistic way, but in like a soulful way that isn't by societal standards, that isn't a part of like these cultural societal programmings and conditionings of like what a good life is, that isn't in alignment with what everyone else is doing or what is deemed to be normal. Like, it takes courage. It takes courage for you to go after your visions from the divine. It takes courage for you to heal. It takes courage for you to change. It takes courage for you to expand your conscious awareness. It takes courage for you to allow yourself to awaken. It takes all of life, a meaningful life, an intuitive life, a spiritual life, a fulfilling life takes courage. So remind yourself that, like, really step into your courage. Like, that is one way that you step into your power, that you empower yourself, is by reminding yourself, like, I have the courage within me to do X, Y, Z. You have the courage within you. Again, we've just got affirmation here. That change is definitely taking place, but the imagery in this card, like, just feels like an affirmation that the change we're going to be experiencing is going to be playful. It's going to be colorful. It's going to be vibrant. It's going to be childlike in a really beautiful way. And that's just what I've been sensing. So allow yourself to be playful, be restful, be childlike, be colorful and vibrant, and change things up and experience change in a way that may be different than you normally may have been experiencing. Because I feel like a lot of the change that we've been experiencing as individuals and as a collective has been really hard, like has been like really triggering. But I feel like the change that we are approaching now is change that's going to be triggering in a way that's going to encourage us to allow ourselves to actually receive our blessings, to actually receive these life changes, to actually like receive your answered prayers. So when the blessings come, be receptive to receiving them because you deserve them. We've also got wisdom. Again, like what I said earlier, honor the wisdom that you've gained. Honor the wisdom that you've gained. You've gained so much wisdom, and that wisdom is going to assist you and empower you in overcoming any challenge or obstacle that comes your way. You are wiser now. Honor that. Embrace that. Harness that mystical power of wisdom. And lastly, we've got adventures. Again, I just feel like this is that, kind of change, that playfulness, that excitement that we're going to be experiencing. And in regards to it being, an encouragement of, through challenging times or difficult times, like, broaden your perspective of what you perceive to be a challenge or an obstacle, because more likely than not, some of the challenges and obstacles you may be experiencing either right now or later could be challenges that are actually intending to take you on a life adventure that is intending to change your life in a very profound way. And we've also got the waterfall here, and water is the element of our emotions. We ourselves are bodies of water. The ocean is very moved by the moon. So this is all very interconnected. So it could be an emotional adventure that we could be embarking, okay? And that's something to look forward to. Like, I feel like we are ascending to higher timelines where we are just perceiving our life situations and challenges and obstacles differently in a way that doesn't have us rooting from fear, but rather rooting and sprouting from love. Okay, let me check my phone, make sure that this is still recording. Okay, it is. Yes, your girl is still recording from her phone. I'm so excited to be able to invest in an actual like vlogging camera, but that will come in divine time. That's why I have technical difficulties sometimes. In regards to challenges, what is the collective encourage to heal? What is the collective encourage to heal? What is the collective encourage to heal? Okay. So the first ones that we've got here are grounding. Ground yourself. Feminine energy is the energy of being grounded. I mean, the masculine kind of is too, and sometimes feminine energy isn't actually grounding energy because she herself is like very, very mystical, very, very spiritual and in tune with spirit and the divine. But when you think of Mother Earth, which is feminine energy, Mother Earth is the earth, the soil, the ground that is beneath you, that is holding you, that is grounding you at all times. It's just whether or not you are open and receptive to receiving the grounding that is always beneath you. Feminine energy is always beneath you, holding you, supporting you, uplifting you. So tap into that. Tap into the grounding. Tap into the grounding. It's going to be very, very healing for you. And as you see here in the card, it's like all of this nature, like tap into Mother Nature. She is everywhere. She is beneath you. She is holding you. She is supporting you at all times. You've also got struggle here. This is a card that has come up quite often in my readings in regards to what it is that we need to heal. And I feel like the main message for us here is for us to heal the way in which we are responding to life, because more often than not, we are the ones that are actually contributing to our struggle. We are the ones that are actually inflicting our own suffering, and it's important for us to be mindful of the ways in which we are actually making life harder for ourselves. As you can see here in the imagery, we see the fish that's kind of swimming upstream, like against the stream, and it's not going with the flow. Right? It's not going with the flow. So how has your relationship with surrender been? And that is also coming back to feminine energy, because feminine energy is the energy of surrendering to the divine, of actually surrendering to the flow of your life and not being resistant because you are fearing what will happen if you let go and let be. We've also got omens. Please be on the lookout for omens. Here we have an eagle, I believe. So some of you may have been seeing eagles or certain birds, but just be mindful. Like, know that there are literally signs everywhere. And the more that you affirm your receptivity to receiving divine guidance, the more that you will actually be able to see the omens that exist around you everywhere all the time. We've also got growth. I feel like this is just an affirmation that you have definitely experienced growth in regards to your healing. Like, you have done a lot of healing, you have grown a lot, and this is just letting you know that amongst this Cancer new moon and in this Cancer season, in this season of summer, at this time, you have grown, you have experienced a lot of growth, and it has been very healing for you. And you are going to continue to experience a lot of growth that is going to be very, very healing for you. And just make sure that you're open and receptive to receiving that healing that's going to come from your growth. Like, don't stunt yourself. Like, don't stunt your growth out of fear. Be open and receptive and surrender to the flow of your growth and allow the growth to naturally be medicinal for you. We've also got stripping illusions. Again, stripping away fears. Fear is an illusion. Stripping away illusions. Illusions could be your attachments. They could be, false perceptions of your external circumstances and your life and how things are going for you. stripping your illusions is very, very, very important for you to actually gain clarity, for you to actually be open and receptive and be a pure channel for the divine to speak and act through. You need to strip away those illusions, and stripping away your illusions come with your spiritual awakening, because essentially a spiritual awakening is you awakening to the truth of who it is that you truly are, the truth of life, the truth of consciousness, conscious awareness. So just allow yourself to continue expanding your conscious awareness, and don't be afraid of the truth, because if you're afraid of the truth, if you are running away from the truth in any way, shape, or form, whether it's about yourself or others or the world, like, you are holding on to illusions, and you're not going to allow yourself to be cleansed of the lies that are clogging up your life and that are stagnating your flow. Lastly, we've got it's all good. And I love that we're ending with this, because I just feel like this is like that good energy that I've kind of been bringing up. It's like that energy of like, yo, it is all good. Like, we've got confirmation here that you've grown. And I feel like you are wiser now. And when you are harnessing your mystical power, when you are honoring your wisdom, when you are acknowledging just how much you've grown, like, you will respond to life differently. Like, you will have different perceptions that aren't so much rooted in fear like they used to be. And you'll have this attitude of like, it is all good. Like, it's all good. Like, at the end of the day, like, I know deep down within me that it's all good. I need not to stress. I need not to worry. I need not to fear. I need not to doubt. It's all good. I am divinely protected. I am divinely guided. I am divinely supported and intervened. My life is in divine order. I am in divine alignment. Like, speak those words over yourself and affirm them. Like, that's one reason why I love journaling, because it really affirms like what you've learned, what your current reflections are, how much your perspective has changed. It allows you to gain just like deeper understandings about yourself and what's going on in your mind, and like you get to like converse with yourself and just like awaken and like strip illusions and just know what your current state of being is. And as you continue to journal over time, you just see how much you've changed. Just a really beautiful thing. So celebrate your growth, acknowledge your growth, and know that yes, when you have that feeling of like it's all good, like, tap into that. Even when it feels like so contrary to what's going on in the world or what's going on around you, like, know that the divine is like gently reminding you from within that it's all good. Now let's get into our encouragement to surrender. What is the collective encouraged to surrender amongst this Cancer new moon and the week surrounding the Cancer new moon? What is the collective encouraged to surrender at this time amongst this Cancer new moon? Okay, got quite a bit here. So let's start with, okay, yeah, we've got quite a bit. Let's start with the ones that came up as I was prepping for this reading. We've got surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. This is one way that you harness your mystical power. Your mystic power is to surrender to prayer. And I think that one of the biggest misconceptions in regards to prayer is that if you pray, it means that you are religious or that you are tied to a certain religion. But I believe prayer to be completely independent from religion. Prayer is something that is between you and the divine, between you and the Most High, between you and spirit, and nothing else. And I'm excited to talk more about my relationship with prayer because it's been changing my life. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Surrendering your belief in scarcity and tuning into abundance mindset, beliefs in abundance, is a reflection of feminine energy. The divine feminine is rooted in abundance. The divine feminine exudes abundance, reflects abundance. The divine feminine knows that there is plenty for everyone, that there is no lack, there is no scarcity. Surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Again, hold the space for that pause, the space, the stillness, that moment where you slow down to fully process and integrate and digest, and gift yourself the space to come to clarity. Changes everything and is really, really important. So surrender that desire to control people out of fear, right? When all desires to control is rooted in fear. We've also got surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And I feel like we've been getting these encouragements, like, you know, the encouragement to let go of beliefs in scarcity, to let go of low self-esteem, because again, I believe that we are coming into a season of abundance, of blessings, of empowerment, and we've got to be open and receptive to receiving them. And when we have low self-esteem and we don't believe we are worthy of success and love and abundance, then we close ourselves off from actually receiving the blessings of love, success, abundance. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. And here we have the grounded energy, right? Staying centered is incredibly important for you to not give into the drama, because when you're not centered, when you're not grounded, you are so quick to react. You are so easily influenced and triggered in a way that takes you off balance, takes you off your center, uproots you from your groundedness, and causes you to take action in a way that's not in alignment with the divine. We've also got surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself, and focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Have you been prioritizing the needs and desires of others before yourself, before your own needs, your own desires? Surrender the habit of people pleasing, because it's holding you back from investing that time and energy to yourself. You're exerting all this time and energy towards pleasing others that you don't have enough time and energy to please yourself. And that's not fair. That's not balanced. Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Again, coming back to holding the space. Lastly, we've got surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. This is definitely divine feminine energy. Surrendering to the flow, not being resistant, accepting what is. That is how you experience peace, is when you surrender to what is and you're not fighting it. You're in a state of flow. You're not in resistance. close this out with some affirmations. What are the collective's affirmations for this upcoming week? What are the collective's affirmations for the Cancer new moon? Okay. Let's get into this, shall we? Life supports me. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there at every turn. I am safe. That feminine energy, y'all, of trusting, allowing yourself to be supported, affirming that you are safe. I balance my masculine and feminine sides. The masculine and feminine parts of me are in perfect balance and harmony. I am at peace and all is well. I am willing to forgive. That is feminine energy, the willingness to forgive. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. There we go, affirming our openness and receptivity. I now receive my good from expected and unexpected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from unlimited source in an unlimited way. I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams. I love this affirmation. So beautiful. It's not only touching on receptivity, but also abundance. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. Each moment of the day is special to me as I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart. I am at peace with my world and affairs. That's a really beautiful affirmation for those of you who have been struggling to choose your direction, to make decisions. I listen with love to my body's messages. My body is always working toward optimum health. My body wants to be whole and healthy. I cooperate and become healthy, whole, and complete. This is also affirming being in touch with your intuition, because our intuition speaks through us, through our body. Lastly, all is well in my world. Look at that. It's all good. It's all good energy. Like, it's all good. It's like that type of energy, just like that sigh, that like really calming, releasing exhale that just feels so good, where it's like, oh, blissful and peaceful. All is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. There we are, again, affirming safety. And that, my friends, is our energy reading for this Cancer new moon. Such a beautiful reading, full of feminine energy, full of prioritizing the self, caring for the self, loving the self, healing the self, making sure the self is open and receptive to receiving abundance and joy and all the blessings and miracles that are on their way to you now, that are available to you right now in this very moment. Again, if you would like further guidance and you would like to reflect on this and reflect under this moon, definitely check out the journaling prompts video that I shared for this Cancer new moon. I also touch on feminine energy in those prompts. So these two go very beautifully together and complement each other. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm wishing you the most beautiful Cancer new moon. Embrace yourself, embrace your blessings, let love in, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.